Back at it once again, steady macking your girl Lush. Ooh, no, on the coolest podcast in the world. No jumper, no jump ski, baby. And I had to bring one of my favorite people from the battle rap community.
Thank you.
An absolute angel. You know what I mean? If I'm being completely honest. Straight from that West Coast.
Yes.
She from that, originally, a lot of people don't know, she from that Scoleone. If you don't know, that's San Francisco.
Sucker free.
Yeah, that's sucker free. California. Yoshi G in the building.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm excited.
It's an honor. You already know you gang, you the homie for many moons now. And I've been a great admirer of your work, from even before we started chopping it up.
For sure.
And,
always supportive.
So let's, okay. So for a lot of people don't know, or some might, but you come from a hip hop family.
Yes, correct.
So your father
You have such a great memory.
Your father's from the RBL posse.
Well, he hung out with them. He's not who everybody knows, like Black C and all them. He's not one of them, but he was in that rap circle. And he is I'd rather not say his name, but he is a rapper from the Bay.
Okay, well,
But he's not in RBL posse. Them like my godfathers and my uncles and stuff like that. So it's still family though.
No, absolutely. I was with Black C a couple months back, and he's still killing it. It's great.
That's the crazy
part. I love to see.
Still get sold out shows.
Yes.
They still get a lot of love.
Don't give me that Bammer weed.
Nah, we don't smoke that shit in the SFC.
At all. But I always thought, I know that there's like a few core members and a few of them are no longer with us, but I always thought RBL Posse was more than just like a couple guys. It was like a whole group of people.
Exactly. Okay.
And that's kind of, so your father is kind of under that umbrella.
Yeah.
And all
he
that.
just wasn't the three that everybody knows. But yeah, he was with it was a posse. So
and your dad's not Selsky.
No.
Okay, because that would be kind of fire.
No. I think when I battled RX, she alluded that Black C was my dad, but no.
I think I told her that your dad was
yeah. So she alluded to that, but no, he was just part of the crew. Right? He transitioned to gospel rap now, so that's why he doesn't.
Oh, Pops did.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he's still making music.
Yeah, he's a pastor now, and he does Christian rap.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I remember when, this is a Bay reference. I know my Bay people will get this. But remember Ager Man from 3 Times Crazy.
Okay.
You're a little young to maybe know 3 Times Crazy.
What's young?
But you know who Keek the Sneak is.
Okay, of course.
Right, yeah. He was in a group called 3 Times Crazy. And one of the other dudes was this guy, Ager Man.
Okay.
And then he, like at a certain point in his career, went Christian rap, and he started begging for God.
Yeah, because they still rap in the same thing, like the same flow, cadence, very 90s Bay Area hip hop, but the content just changed.
That's my favorite thing about it, because he's literally like, and it's so funny to hear. It's almost like when you hear drill rappers flipping the like the old like 90s white girl songs, making my way downtown, and those
but make it a drill song.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of in reverse osmosis when like gangster rappers become
even watching my dad, it gives me like a Mad TV parody vibe, because like this can't be like what.
No, it's like that, but no disrespect.
No,
but
it's all love, because it's still hip hop, and you know what I mean. It's just a different form, and he just loves to express himself that way, and me too. Rapping is my favorite way to express myself. So he just wanted to switch up the content, because they was out there. They was really outside in the 90s in the city, you know.
And Frisco was grimy.
Yeah, it was totally different.
So you're born in the 90s?
Yeah, I was born in 1990.
Okay, yeah. So describe like your early memories of the school. What part of the school? Are you from the Filmo, the Hunters Point? Or
Hunters Point,
you're from HP?
Well, Double Rock.
So you're from the Jacks?
Yes, Double Rock Project.
Oh, so you're a setup artist. You were one of those girls that was setting dudes up, huh?
No, not even, because I was a really smart girl, and they kept me in the house. Like you said, I come from a world where my mom raps and my dad raps, so they know what the scene was like. So Nana was the candy lady, so you know what I mean? Like, I was kind of sheltered growing up. I didn't really get my feet wet in the real world until I went to college. And
that's crazy. So you're in the Jacks, in one of the most active cities in the world, and you're sheltered.
Yes, very sheltered.
How are you? How are they sheltering you?
Just basically not going outside.
You're a latchkey child, kind of?
Not even, because there was always somebody in the house. But as far as like getting the free reign to just be outside with the other kids, even just playing, I didn't get that. They put me in front of the TV. They put me in front of encyclopedias, books. Like I was reading at 3. So I was supposed to be like this child phenomena, and I was supposed to be, I was supposed to be really special. So, and I am,
You are special.
Yeah. So they kept me out of the way. But I would say that's not really healthy for kids, because as soon as I got a little bit close to my teenager years, I started rebelling.
Yeah. No, I mean, and Frisco is one of those cities where it's really easy to just get into trouble.
For sure.
If you want to, especially like, I moved to the Bay. I was 19. I'm from here, but I moved up to the Bay when I was 19. And, yeah, it's really, there's so much you can do, and like that's kind of, and so much is accepted.
Yeah.
Like the Bay Area was the first place where it's essentially like legal gambling, legal pimping and pandering, legal
I've never seen
weed.
any issues with weed. Even when I battled J2, I was like, if it wasn't for my city, you wouldn't be able to walk around comfortably as a gay man. Like they push for gay rights.
Y'all started this bussy shit.
We started the Pride Weeks.
Y'all started this. I'm not gonna lie, like one of the most disturbing things I ever saw in my life was at Beta Breakers. And for those that don't know, Beta Breakers is like is it a parade? Would you say? What was has something to do with Brazil, like culturally? I know.
I was gonna say similar to Carnival, but not.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I think the original concept. I could be wrong,
but that's what my mind is going to. Like
it is like that, but like for like Brazilian culture. But then basically everybody in Frisco turn up, and I'm not even gonna say what I saw, but I saw like
some wild stuff,
right, bro. Like, and so were you cognizant at a young age of how like accepting and liberal your environment was?
Yes, but it was so normalized. I didn't understand that we were so progressive until I moved away from the Bay. And when I got to about 5th, 6th grade, they wanted to shelter me even more, I feel like, and we moved to Sacramento. So I spent a little bit of time in Sacramento. Well,
so you moved from a grimy city to another grimy city.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The people from Sacramento are gonna tell me don't claim it. So it was Antelope.
Oh yeah, don't claim it.
They say don't claim it.
You're like with the white people, damn near. Yeah. That's like racist white people, damn near.
I was living near all kind of people: Russians, Laotians, regular white Americans, regular Black Americans. It was definitely a mix. It was like this new suburb area. They were trying to build this community, and so my grandparents, my mom had me young. She had me at 15. So,
oh wow,
my grandparents had to do a lot of the legwork. So they're like, we're moving. We got a good job. We're moving to suburbs. We're taking Rochelle. That's my real name. We're taking Rochelle.
Rochelle.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. So they just,
what the hell, Rochelle?
Yeah, they took me out there mainly because, so in Cali and in Sacramento specifically, 6th grade is still elementary school.
Yeah.
They didn't want me to, because I was so little, I was like really smart and I had skipped a grade. They didn't want me to go into middle school in the Bay Area. They just was totally against it. So they're like, okay, we're going to send you to Sacramento so you can still be in elementary school.
So, okay. Did you ever see a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco?
No.
I recommend it.
I was going to say,
yeah. Okay. I highly recommend it. Great
The Last
film.
Black Man in San Francisco.
Yeah. Basically, like, when people would tell me back in the day that they're from San Francisco and they were white, I would be like, you're lying. That's literally the first word out of my mouth. Like, because aside from like Frack and 10 other people that grew up in like more affluent parts of the city, there's barely any white people that are really from Frisco. Frisco is predominantly Black, Latino, Asian.
I don't even think, I think it's Asian. I think it is predominantly Asian. If somebody asks me, I'm going to say.
For sure.
Yeah.
Filipino. Yeah. And for me, and Chinese.
I would say like they have to be more than 50%.
Absolutely. Especially like if you include South San Francisco, which is technically a different city.
Well, we were close to South San Francisco.
Yeah. You got, and that's the thing. Like people don't realize. So when people think of San Francisco, all the areas where anyone's going to visit, if you're from out of town, Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39, downtown North Beach.
Yeah, you might even go into Oakland.
You might even like hit the town. Mm-hmm. You're probably not going to go.
You're not going to Richmond. You're going to stay out of Richmond.
You're definitely not going to go to the Rich, and you're not going to go down towards like HB and shit like that. The only reason you would is because the San Francisco airport is technically down that way. So when you like driving to the city,
you don't want to go south of the airport.
Hell no. So, okay. So when did you realize that the environment you grew up in was like dangerous? Were you hearing gunshots going to bed and all that shit? Like,
I feel like I maybe suppressed it, or they did a good job of hiding it from me. The only thing that I could remember, and I hate to put them out there, is my parents. Like their stuff, what they brought in front of me, like their drama, their guns, their drugs, their, you know what I mean? I seen that. But as far as like what was going on outside,
were you an only child?
No, I'm the oldest though.
You okay? Yeah, obviously. I'm pretty sure your mom wasn't having kids before 15, but like,
no, I'm the oldest.
How many siblings?
I have 2 twin sisters. They're 30 now, and then I have a little brother who's 12.
Oh, okay. So it's.
And my dad has probably a litter of children. I couldn't even go through, maybe 13 kids, 10 baby mamas type of thing. So
congrats. Hell yeah. Shouts to you.
He was a Rolling Stone and then he became a preacher. So cliche, right?
Literally. But at least he found that at a certain point.
And me being a preacher's kid is very cliche as well.
No, okay. So we haven't even I'm like literally trying to make this the most comprehensive Yoshi G interview in history. So I'm really trying to get all the lore because like this is we're still far before the Thotimus Prime arc.
Yeah, it's like the Joker movie. We're just trying to see what made me
the
like
villain
this.
origin story. Yeah, because I really don't think we're friends in real life, so I hope you feel comfortable talking about it because I think a lot of people are fascinated by you.
I think so too.
And it's crazy because like you're a great rapper, you know what I mean? But all that aside, I feel like you being such a bombastic personality, kind of people are more drawn to you, and it almost like your music and your rap skills gets lost in the shuffle because there's so much to unpack with you as a human being.
Yeah. And that used to be discouraging, but in the world that we're in today, the society that we're in today, that's beneficial. Like the streamers are more popular than rappers now. Like people want to be drawn into your personality. They want to like who you are. So it'll work for me.
No, for sure. This is definitely an era. That's why I was like, I need the Yoshi G interview right now. I think that as much like, and I know that you've evolved and you're not, as toxic, I guess. I'm trying to find
I would say I took some media training and I had a little PR when it comes to like online crashing out.
Yeah. But I also feel like a lot of it was justified because people really, we're going to get into that, but like haven't given you the just due that you deserve. But we'll get into that. So, okay. So you're sheltered as
yeah.
You're in now like 6th grade and your parents move you to Sac. Are you still like, at what age do you start like messing with boys and stuff like that?
Well, I really enjoy when we moved to Antelope because I got freedom. They didn't feel like you have to stay in the house. So I got to ride my bike. I got to hang around the neighborhood. I got to go to Discovery Zone. I got to go to all of the different I feel like this is life. They're not as scared. They were terrified of me going out in the city. So, everything was great until I would say boys came into my mind, high school, like freshman year or so?
So middle school, I'm active. I lost my virginity in middle school.
Oh, no. Yeah. I was lucky to get a boyfriend. I was very much a nerd. I was a big nerd.
Why are nerds the biggest freaks? Hold on.
I always had a book. That's how I got the name Yoshi. I always had a backpack full of books.
So they thought you were the dinosaur from Mario as a result?
Okay, so I'm short with a big backpack. You ever see like somebody with a big old, I'm talking about big. It's going to make their posture walk funny, right? So they're walking like this. So I'm just looking like a little Yoshi with a big old shell on my back or whatever with this book full of books, all kind of good murder mysteries and documentaries.
Look, by the way, you're not slick because I knew you were a nerd this whole time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I could tell. And you would talk about your college experiences. So, okay. So in Antelope Valley, you said is way more...
I started to get a taste of freedom. And so... just to fast forward, with that, I started rebelling. I started rebelling maybe around like 14, 15. And then I repeated the cycle. So I ended up getting pregnant at 16. Okay. And that's kind of where it's like, okay, well, our dream of you being this child prodigy and this lawyer or whatever they wanted me to be, they felt like that was out the window. And so
it's like, damn, I thought you were going to be a prosecutor, not a prostituter.
Yeah. My family was very hard on me. They were the first people to call me a whore. They were the first people to call me say I wasn't good enough, or I wouldn't never make it. You know what I mean? And I think that
Was your mother or
just the whole family? I think they were really disappointed with me because so many people had high hopes, and in their mind, I'm gonna end up like everybody else, a statistic.
So, I mean, how old were you when you first felt that pressure? Like, okay, like I'm basically several people that I care about immenselly's ticket out of, I mean, in their eyes, like, you feel me, the hood or whatever. Like, when were you cognizant of that, and how did you deal with that pressure?
Thankfully, I've never had that pressure because I guess I would say my family is okay. They're well off. Clearly, if we were able to just move like that, me being in the project and stuff is because I had a teen mom, and she, you know what I mean. She kept me in poverty, and but they don't depend on me to get. Honestly, they're just surprised that I'm making a living off of it because in their mind, rap is no good because they seen what it did to my parents.
Right. Okay. So was your mom involved in the rap world at all, or?
Yeah, but she gave it up fairly quick.
Oh, she was rapping too.
Yeah, she was rapping in her youth.
You come from two rappers,
right?
That's fucking
yeah. So
this explains like okay.
I feel like I'm continuing on their legacy. You know what I mean? So that's where the pressure comes from. Not even like, oh, I got to take care of the family or I got to get the bag. It's just my mom gave up. My dad, he just do it like for the Lord. But both of their dreams was to make it as a rap star. So
how deep in the game was your mom as a rapper?
She gave up pretty soon after her pregnancy. My father was way more advanced. And to this day, because he still does it, she don't do it. But she's 10 times better than him.
I was going to say, who harder?
Yeah, she's way doper than him. That's my inspiration.
So your mom's influenced you and stuff?
Yeah. Dad just got the work ethic, but mom got the talent.
How would you like describe your mom's rap style?
So she introduced me to everything I know as far as hip hop. She used to listen to like a lot of JJ Fad. She used to listen to, I'm sorry, I'm feeling like emotional. Think about
No. Hey, you good. This is a safe place.
Cause I'm just thinking about those days because it was very inspiring to me to see my mom, to see her in her element. She made me love hip hop. Like she was the first person I heard playing Beastie Boys. Nobody was playing like they were. I don't know. It's because they were white boys. They were trying to act like we couldn't. That shit wasn't hard. So my mom, she put me onto all kind of hip hop. She didn't discriminate. So Beastie Boys, I fell in love with storytelling.
So Paul Revere.
Yes.
That was a big one, huh?
Paul Revere, Brass Monkey, you know what I mean? I fell in love with storytelling.
I also know, like, even though you've never, like, made this a thing, like, I could tell because I am one, you with white boys or for sure have at a certain point in your life. Like,
like on a dating wise?
You for sure have.
Well, they're attracted to me, but I haven't been in a relationship with one.
Never. Never been with a white boy.
No.
Really?
But that's because, well, we'll get into it, but I'm toxic.
No, I just thought for sure that because like, okay, and we'll get, because then you went to college. But I guess we need to backtrack a little. So you got pregnant, you wound up having a baby?
Yeah, my son.
Your son?
He'll be 18 this year. Time flies.
I better not talk too much shit. He might come.
He was like hesitant about me coming on this, thinking I was going to be, I think on the whatever Adam and his wife do. He thought I was going to be on Plug Talk. I said, no, son. No, not yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. We're working towards that.
But yeah, so I had my son and I begged him to watch him so I can go to college. And I said, please, I won't mess up. I got accepted. I went to FAMU, HBCU. I'm like, I got accepted. I won't mess up, please.
That's in the South or?
In Tallahassee, Florida.
In Florida, yeah.
And so they said, okay, we'll watch him go to college. And I got to experience that. And I'm very grateful for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
That is amazing. But okay, so
wonderful experience. But no, I mean,
I'm shocked that you never. I thought that you like had for sure a white boyfriend.
I mean, they hit on me, but it's like I don't. Where do I go from there? Like, I remember I went on a date with one, but we got in a car accident on the date, so that just threw me off.
It wasn't me, by the way, guys.
I was like 17. We got in a car accident on the date. If you're watching this, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, Jerry. We know it was
I don't even remember his name. I just remember getting into an accident. And that was the first time feeling that airbag, and it burned me. I didn't even know airbags burn.
So pretty much like He's out of the question. At that point.
No. It just never happened.
No, but in that moment, like if I'm a girl and I'm on a date.
Oh yeah, no, that's
get
the
in a
last
car
thing.
accident.
That's the last thing I was thinking
I'm
about.
not dropping drives. Like, what the
come on, I don't even, bro. I think I need to. I think like I discriminate when I think about it. Maybe not personally, but I can't think of any Hispanic men I've been with.
Oh wow.
I can't think of any
Asians.
Oh no.
Why you say it like that, huh? No, I'm just playing. Shouts to all my Asians.
Shout out. I mean, maybe if they were like.
I think you're like scared of stereotypes.
Maybe
they say that,
or maybe I'm xenophobic. I don't know.
Xenophobic.
And you know what I also realized? I haven't been with a lot of big boys. And someone said you're the perfect size for a big boy, and I'm like, I just haven't been with none.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like that's like a great thing for a fat person to say, like, oh, you're the perfect size for a big boy.
Well,
like,
apparently. This is what the big boys telling me. When they shoot their shot at a slim girl, they have a way better chance at shooting their shot at another big girl, like a big girl, because I guess they too big, too big. Don't mix.
Yeah, you get the 2-for-1 special at TGI Fridays buffet. Come
so
on,
they
like,
say skinny girls go for the big guys more than the big girls go for the big guys.
Interesting. Okay, so what was it like navigating like the remainder of your high school years, being somebody that's so intellectually advanced and precocious, but you know, are now raising a child as well? Well,
like I told you, I skipped a grade. So 16 was my senior year. I'm graduating 17. So I had him my senior year. I hid the pregnancy the whole time. I continued cheerleading, which the principal was pissed at me.
Pregnant cheerleader?
Yes.
Oh my God. If that's not your album cover, if you have a picture of you pregnant in your cheerleader, that is fire.
Yes, I hid it. I'm one of those women that have a tilted uterus, which basically means I carry the baby in my back. If you ever seen a woman that she don't look pregnant, she could be 7, 8, 9 months pregnant, but you could barely tell, maybe just look like a beer belly or like too many hot wings or something. It just doesn't that's how I was. So, and it's a blessing because I still look like I don't have any children.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, a tilted uterus. I was today years old when I learned that. Oh yeah,
some of them tilt backwards, and mine is one that tilt backwards. Yeah. So
it's basically like, do you see the pregnancy? This might be a dumb question, but do you see like the pregnancy like in your back at all?
No,
like,
but it just is all. It's not projecting.
It's just more inside.
Yeah, it's more internal, but the contractions will be in my back, as opposed to women who have their contractions in their stomach.
Okay, and so you were already pretty much at the end of your...
Yeah. I had him, then I graduated, and like I said, I begged them to watch him so I can go to college. So he was still a little baby.
Okay.
He was still a little baby. And I went to college, and that's where I really got to delve into my rap world. That's where they like, okay, you're not just Yoshi, you're Yoshi G. Like you're a gangster. Like you're different.
So that's where the G came.
That's where the G came in, and that's basically just in the studio, just rapping.
Studio
like,
gangster.
I was in the studio all the time. Like while the other girls were doing like prissy stuff and joining sororities and like even chasing boys, I feel like I didn't get to have my proper hoe phase because I was so hip-hopped out.
But that's also a great way to like indulge in a hoe phase too. It's like it's all boys.
Yes, but
you're picking a hobby or so you're one of the only girls.
Yeah, I wasn't focused on it. And also you're not super attractive as the only single mom on campus. One of the only single moms on campus. So, you know, it's like, I don't want to, I'm 18, 19. Like, I don't want the chick with a baby. And it's like 16,000 other chicks here with no baby. So, and Florida State's right there too. It's like too many options. So I was just like the homegirl. I was still a nerd and just hip-hopped out. Hip-hopped out.
So as far as the hip-hop thing, obviously like you probably got the initial influence from your parents, but what's like your early memories of like, oh, I want to be a rapper?
Okay, so like I said, come from my mom. I remember Lil Kim Hardcore came out. Shouldn't have been listened to it. She should have been playing Barney songs or whatever.
Yeah, your ass was 6 years old.
Exactly. So it tainted me very early. And it was just the coolest thing I've ever heard.
You got it going on?
It was a shock factor. It was so empowering. And the way it made my mom so hype, it was like, yo, I want to feel like I'm going to grow up and I'm going to like rap like that. And I'm going to talk about my pussy. And I'm going to, you know what I mean? It just seems so empowering. Just the shock factor of it. I love the way it made people uncomfortable. The way when Kim hit the red carpet and she had a titty out and everybody's like, oh my God. Like, I loved that. And so I knew like, yo, if I'm gonna rap, it's gonna be like that. So Kim is probably my number one influence.
I'm not mad. I mean, Kim is literally the grandmother of everybody. There is Kim sprinted so Lotto could fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and there's no Cardi B, there's no Nicki Minaj. It all starts with Kim.
It all starts with Kim.
The original blueprint.
Yes. And I appreciate like MC Light for her lyricism. You know what I mean? Queen Latifah for the entrepreneur and like the dope boss that she is. Like I could even, we can go back to Roxanne Shante and the battle element of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you really are a hip hop head for real.
I'm a super hip hop head with a super love for the women of it, the females of hip hop.
I agree. And that's why I really try to do my best to empower female voices whenever possible in battle rapping and hip hop in general over here. I try to, that's why you were like, I've been wanting to bring you over. When me and Diz had the show over here in 2022, like we've been talking about, working with you since then.
Oh, so. Yeah. And he still showed me a lot of love. I just seen he's traveling the world, living his best
Diz
life.
doing the most. He in Norway, getting kicked off cruises, all kinds of crazy.
So cool, man.
Yeah. Diz is the GOAT. So your early aspirations started with Lil Kim. Do you remember like your first time was it not until college when you first started trying to write raps?
Because I had already put in my mind I'm not going to be able to do that, and they're not going to support it, and they're giving me this opportunity to go to college, so I got to focus. So before that, I would just master everybody else's song, learn everybody else's lyrics. You know what I mean? So a hip hop song come on to this day, they're like, "How you know everything?" That's all I had. Even Afro Man, I used to get in so much trouble playing Afro Man
because you got high.
I had to listen on the radio. You know how you got to record it and you get the tape and you got to record the perfect spot. And I will wait for the Afro Man because my grandma's not buying me it. Right. She buy me like Nick Cannon, clean music, Will Smith.
Come on, Grandma, we ain't trying to slap that.
She's like, you like hip hop, but I'm gonna get you like the cleanest I can find. Yo, Nick Cannon, that album not that bad though, because I had to listen to it so many times. Like it just grew on me.
Some bangers on there. Huh?
On his self-entitled album, but I just really loved it. So when I got into college, my college boyfriend broke up with me freshman year, and the only way I could express the pain was to write a diss record to him.
Really?
So that was my first thing that I wrote, was a diss record to the boy who broke my heart.
Okay, so I want to talk about this guy, but so I'm confused about one thing though. So you said that you were like super square, and then you started to kind of indulge like talking to boys like in high school when you moved to Sac and all that. But like, how does it escalate so quickly to you being a mother from just like mess? Is it because maybe?
I got pregnant my first time having sex. So
really,
we
a lot of girls say that, but that's actually like the first.
And this is what I think helped. We were both teenagers, and teen sperm is like no other.
Yeah.
So it was.
I'll take your word for it.
No, it was both our first time, and we were young.
It was his first time too.
Yeah, well, at least that's what he told me.
He was saving that shit up.
At least that's what he told me. So that was a real low. Like that was.
Yeah, he was saving that up for a while.
That was a real low. We were young, and we were neighbors. We lived across the street from each other. So.
Best 45 seconds of your life, huh?
It didn't take long, but we made a child, and so it wasn't like I.
Did that kind of scare you off from sex?
It did for
once and
that's why I said I think I missed my whole phase when I got to college, and I inadvertently had it in battle rap because it's like, okay, this is my only opportunity to be around this many men again. Other than college, I dropped the ball.
Right. Okay. So you make your first song, and it's a diss against your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
What did he do to piss you off so much?
Well, his name was Rico. Hey, Rico. And he said he was from Atlanta, Zone 6. He tried to, because that's where Gucci was hot.
Of course.
He tried to say that he was from Atlanta, Zone 6. He took us out to Atlanta. He almost got us killed. His ass. Man. He was from Stockbridge.
He can't go to the Chevron.
Hell nah. Like he from Henry County. You from the suburbs, bro. You came to college, you tried to put on, and you told us you was from the hood, and he took us to Bowen Homes, which is not even in the right zone.
Yeah. That's where fucking Shorty Lowe's from.
Yes, not even in the right zone. I think what saved me was I was a girl, and I immediately peeped because I'm from the project, so I already know. As soon as one person say, "Who you know?"
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm good.
So okay, so he
broke
pulls
up
you up to the Boeing homes.
Yeah, but that's not why I'm mad at him. Basically, he was using me because I had a car. I was a freshman with a car. Most freshmen can't have cars. You can't have a car your freshman year. But I had a kid, so I didn't live on campus. I lived off campus. Even though my son wasn't with me, I still had an off campus apartment for when he did visit. So I got to keep my car, and since I was the only freshman with a car, even though he had it, he had PAPE, but he couldn't bring it.
Well, yeah, he had PAPE. He's a rich kid.
Yeah, he's a rich kid from the suburbs. So it was just me. It was my first time getting played for real. So
he's like trying to run game, finesse you, make it seem like he like T.I. out here. And
yeah, like he really him. Let me get your car. We gonna ride to Atlanta for the classic. Boop boop boop. So I let him,
So, but when did you realize, like, okay, like, did he wind up cheating on you? Or?
He just broke up with me, you know what I mean? Once he got the use of the car, we got back from the classic, and he was basically, they was using me for.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like that either.
Okay, so do you remember, like, if not any bars, like, essentially what you were saying about this guy in the song?
Yeah, I just basically was like, you're not from Atlanta. You had us driving around. You almost got us killed. You're not who you say you are. You need to get your dreads retwisted. Just anything that I could think of. You know what I mean? Anything I could think of, which in hindsight, it showed me that I had a passion for the world of battle rap. I just didn't know. Like, I didn't know.
Did you tell him you showed up at the Boeing homes, retarded ass, like you missing a few chromosomes?
I don't think I had got into that like a super lyrical bag. It was just talking shit, like slick talking, like some good shit, like just straight talking shit. And the crazy thing about it is, I let everybody listen to it. I let all his homeboys. Because we was all the people who hang out in the studio. But I was just, this is my first time making a song. So I let everybody hear it. They was with it, yeah. They were like, she cooked you. And what I did was I was using Fruity Loops or whatever. And I wanted it to sound like Uncle Slick Rick. I wanted to sound like Slick Rick. So like, here kids, I'm telling the story. So I sat and I did all the different verses. Every kid, like the sounds. Hi. So it sounded like I'm telling a story. Like I was in my bag for that.
Damn, this fool had you mad.
Yeah, he had me mad, but it showed me like, yo, this is what I want to do. I don't care what my parents say. This is what I want to do because it's the only thing that really makes me happy. It got me over that breakup. It was like, fuck him.
Yeah. So where's Rico at now? Is he still making music or?
I don't know. I think I tried to find him on Facebook. Just be like, look at me now type shit. Like, bro, like you really dropped the bag. But I'm big on everything happened for a reason. He got me jumped.
What?
Yes, he did get me jumped
by girls. I hope
some girls.
Sorority bitches.
I don't know. I think it was like I called him a loser or something stupid, and he got me jumped. It was my first time getting jumped, but it was an eye-opening experience, and it taught me like, yo, I'm not gonna let this happen again.
What was what was the story with that? How'd you get jumped?
Basically, I guess they brought the girl in, and I was sitting in the studio. I'm always in there. They just brought the girl in. She was like a little stud. And she was just...
Oh, that's not even fair. They basically had a dude beat you up.
Not even, because she was little stud. We were probably the same height, just tiny. She just had the set it off, Queen Latifah's. And it wasn't like no super painful. Like, it wasn't like they didn't dog me out. But it was just like an eye-opening experience. Like, okay.
Stop talking shit about the homie.
Because like I said, I was sheltered. So they kept me where I probably would get my stripes fighting in the hood. They kept me from that.
So you didn't even know that you're supposed to fight back?
I didn't even know that the jump was coming. I didn't even know I should have stood up when the girls walked in the room. I didn't know. You know what I mean? I was like 18. So live and you learn.
Okay, so from there, despite the jumping and this, the added increase to your cranium, you learned a few things. You also at this time are now like you're fresh off your first diss track, and it's getting some traction amongst the homies. Yeah. So what's the next move? You keep making music? I keep making
music, and I never stop. And when I leave FAMU, I moved to Atlanta because they're like, okay, this is Black Hollywood at the time. So they're like,
still kind of is.
Yeah. And see, at this time, there's a whole like grind time. There's a whole world of battle rap. I have no idea. All I know about battle rap is 8 Mile.
Really?
Literally.
See, it's crazy. She's never been with a wife. I'm gonna look crazy, but you love 8 Mile and the Beastie Boys. Anyways,
Yeah,
okay.
I did. I like Malibu's Most Wanted too.
Jesus Christ,
But
Jesus Christ, guys.
yeah, I like it real hip hop. I'm a super hip hop head.
So you go back into.
So I moved to Atlanta.
You moved to ATL.
And basically I get caught up in what is like the open mic circuit, where it's like, it's not good, it's bad. They finesse up and coming hungry artists. Pay to play. And Atlanta was nasty for it. And I didn't know, but at this time, I was wasting my time because Nicki Minaj had monopolized the game. She had it sold up. They weren't looking for anything else. It wasn't until Cardi came that doors were opened again.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, it's been a girl's world in the rap game for the past
I have to thank
years.
Cardi for it, because I've been trying so long and I know it was sold up. I remember when they said they were looking for a stripper turned rapper. It was floating around that's what they were looking for. I'm like, stripper rap? Like, what? I was ahead of my time. All the stuff that I was rapping, they were like, that's not going to work because you're a mom. And nobody wants to hear a mom talk about her pussy. Now, all the moms talk about their pussy. They're rapping pregnant. They're doing all the stuff that people told me I could never do. So I stopped listening to people who say, you can't do that.
For sure. So, I mean, but it's always odd to me that people make that connection when there's already Trina, there's already Shauna, there's a lot of...
You see how they didn't have kids?
They didn't have kids that we
you
saw.
See how Nicki waited so long to have a kid. It was like taboo for real. I understand the industry was like a career ender.
And that's like some weird internal like industry shit, because like from a fan, like outside perspective, we wouldn't have given a like, we expect all bitches to have kids.
And that's what Cardi broke that barrier for that too.
For sure.
The same thing. Cause it's like, okay, yo, I thought when she announced that pregnancy, I'm like, oh, you can't do that, Cardi. I'm like, you can't go on SNL and you can't be pregnant. She's like, yes, I can. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm from the Bronx.
Pregnant with pepperoni nipples and all, not giving
I do what I want. So yeah, it opened the door. So I'm like, okay, maybe I have a chance, but it's too so oversaturated. It's a cash dollar, dream dollar, a lavish dollar, this doll. Now everybody's coming.
Right.
So it's like, and I don't have the look. I don't have the Barbie look that they're looking for. I don't have the stripper look that they're looking for. What am I going to do?
You never stripped before.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I was super flat chested.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was really insecure about it. So I'm like, what can I do? What's the only thing I could do? Battle rap. There's no girls in Atlanta battle rapping. I could kick right in the door. And so that's what I did.
Wow. Okay. So, but at the time, like you said, your only frame of reference was 8 Mile. You didn't really...
I mean, 8 Mile, and I knew about... eventually I saw Queen of the Ring, you know, because they would go viral a lot. My love was for female rap. So if I watched anything, it would be Queen of the Ring. Couture probably was the first one that I saw that really drew me in when she went on World Stars. Like,
shouts to Couture.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, this is dope. But yeah, like, and I remember girls from the city that were dope, like Oh Blimey. Are you familiar with Oh Blimey?
It's my little sis.
So I knew there was girls from the city that were dope. But yeah, it was about 2017. I'm like, I'm going to try battle rap. And I started with A-Hat Atlanta.
Okay. Shouts to A-Hat.
Shout out A-Hat.
That's so. What year was your first battle?
2017.
Okay. So, and you're like in your late 20s at that point.
Yeah, I'm old as shit now.
It's not that old. But.
It's not that old. Maybe not in battle rap years, but in the industry years, I was worried. You know what I mean? I was worried.
So what was like, okay, like how did you hit up Debo? Not Debo. Yes. So first you hit up Debo.
Everybody.
Okay,
I hit up Smack. I didn't know there was a hierarchy.
Right.
I hit up everybody. I think the only people who hit me back was Debo, Vague, and Norbs.
Yeah, Norbs. My dog Norbs.
He's on it.
He was like, what's that?
A chick?
Yeah. Oh, she got a what's cracking?
What's going on? Yeah.
I ain't mad at you, player.
I hit up everybody. Nobody could really help me because I didn't have no footage. They didn't know who I was. And so, like I said, A-Hat Atlanta, shout out them. Right at that time, it was being ran by Chris Petty.
Oh, shout out to Chris. That's I was wondering, like, who the was running A-Hat Atlanta?
Right.
Like,
at the time, it was being run by Chris Petty. So shout out to Chris.
That's my dog.
That's
right
my guy too.
So I can, you know what? I'm gonna like by osmosis take a little credit for you be getting on then, because not only did I start all this shit for real, but Chris is one of my guys that I empowered, and he ran with it and went crazy.
Well, yeah. They were
good, bad, and ugly. I love Chris.
Yeah, they were trying to do something because Spit That Heat had fizzled off or whatever, and I had just missed that wave. That Spit That Heat wave. And so I was like, okay, I'm happy to come to AHAT Atlanta, which became Atlanta Battle Rap.
Yeah, it's so funny. I probably missed you by a few months because I hosted one of the first ABR events that they ever threw.
I feel like I may have been there. I just wasn't on the card. The time I battled Chris Unbiased was the host.
Wait, okay, that's great. Okay. That makes sense though.
I mean, it was a long time ago. That was my second battle, second or third battle.
So you finally get your first shot, and what was the reaction to your first battle?
They was with me, but I didn't know how to properly prepare, so I bombed my first battle. As far as in my eyes, it was just supposed to
choking?
be. It was just supposed to be like a one rounder. I thought I could just like write it the day before and whatever, like I could rap, whatever. I didn't know about the pressure of actually being in the battle setting, and my opponent was taking me serious, and it's like, okay, so, but I had moments in there, just the stuff that I was rapping about, they hadn't heard girls rap like that. So I would say, yeah, NYC put this pussy on your plate, you eating good tonight. They're like, oh, she's talking about sex. I'm like, oh, think baby boy, I hate you. Then you me and I love you. And so I was saying random stuff, and it had them like, yo, I kind of like that. I was like, yo, I rap like Superhead. It get messy on the mic. So
that's fire. It's one of the earliest things that struck me about you, and I think it was around this time. I seen you on Twitter, and your footage. You were starting to go viral in the battle rap community as like, they were like, oh, the thought rapper, quote unquote, and you were dope. And
right.
Like you really had bars, but you were like one of the first people out there talking about sex, being open and unashamed about it, which nowadays is looked at as like, oh, this is female empowerment.
Right.
Like this is like they do marches for this kind of shit. Like but we're talking pre-OnlyFans. Like there's way more of a stigma. You get looked at a certain
nasty
way.
Stigma. Yeah, I mean, I heard the girls, they would say like a bar here and there. Like I would say Duchess was the most that I don't know if you remember Duchess.
I remember Duchess from the Bronx.
She was the most. Like I would hear her get raunchy. Farrah had her moments.
Hard. With Duchess, bro.
Yeah.
With Duchess. And actually, she's not really a battle rapper, but she's battled several times with my girlfriend, Germ. I was
gonna say Germ Free.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah.
She's one of the first like that was out there.
Yeah, I was thinking of her when I was thinking of Blind Me, because they're always.
Yeah, exactly. That's her partner.
Yeah. Even Looney Divine.
Exactly, Looney too. You feel me? Like
I studied the women. You can't tell me that. I don't know. I know everything when it comes to all the girls. That's why they scared to battle me. But I knew
we're gonna get into that because I definitely see some fucking fear.
Yeah. I just was rapping my woman experience. You know what I mean? I didn't have it labeled as anything yet. But like I said, I did it for my first battle. So that's just how I rap. Lil Kim, my idol. I'm just gonna always rap about sex.
But you also like took the persona to your social media in a way.
I had to, because they're just gonna use it against me, so I had to capitalize on it.
So you changed I remember you changed your Twitter like handle, not like your at or whatever, but the thing in it, you said like the goddess of misunderstood men, I think was one of
I was going through so many different phases, but yeah, I had my goddess for mistreated men phase.
I was like, whoa,
since I'm a pick me, so.
But that's such a good branding, because like every dude's gonna be like, I'm misunderstood.
I'm mistreated,
Oh, like I'm mistreated, like this girl might and it seemed like you were like super down to like cater to a man.
Yeah, I still am. That's still a big part of my brand. That's the reason why I have 90% male following. At first,
is that?
Yes, and at first it bothered me, because I'm like, why are not these girls not following me? And imagine 90% of 90,000.
I mean, I have 90% male following too.
Yeah, I was like, dang. But see, to get those like Fashion Nova deals and stuff, you have to have a woman following, because that's who's buying it. So it's like, yo, I could probably sell like ED pills or something. Like, like, what can I do? It bothered me a lot until I realized, okay, it's just is what it is. Like they're the ones who's rocking with me. I got to make it work. And what I realized works is just appealing to the average guy. Like most of these IG baddies or whatever, they're only looking for like ballers, like rich guys, athletes, whatever. And I'm appealing to the average guy, and I'm giving the average guy like, yo, I like you. Like, I'll talk to you. Like, you're cool to me. And sometimes that's just enough.
You don't got to be King Flex, or it ain't got to be fucking Future popping
No,
at you.
just
It could be a regular dude.
Yeah, just a regular guy and not hitting their pockets. So many girls right now are just trying to hit their pockets like, oh, $50 to DM me or whatever. Like, and it's just like, nah, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? And so when people see you're genuine, they fuck with you like real on a real level. Like, oh, hey, Yoshi, it's your birthday? Here's something. You never asked me for nothing, but
right.
I fuck with you. Oh, you got an album out? I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean?
What was your first like battle that went super viral? Was it like, so I remember like, to me, like some of the notable battles of Yoshi G are like Prestavia, obviously, you feel me? But that was later, you know what I'm saying? Cocoa Cakes. I feel like that was like a big pivotal moment in a lot of ways. And especially because like she was a rapper that was talking about sex too, kind of, you feel me?
Right.
Previous to that. So that was like.
It was, yeah, and that was in the tournament. I would say the first one that really went viral was the ice cream truck bar that I did on Queen of the Ring versus Tony Blanco. That was probably like the first one that went really viral. Also, my J2 battle.
What was the bitch? I f- better than you.
That was same Tony Blanco battle. Yeah, I had
that was the one. Yeah. That was the one that really went. I was like, and you were kind of already had a buzz before that in battle rap, and like people were like, oh, but that was when I was like, okay, like Yoshi don't give a and you're actually hard because you have like crazy. Hey, you know what? Really, actually, this is, I want to say maybe within 6 months of that was your WAP remix.
Yeah, I started just doing everything. So once I had my PG, my 1SK, my IB 1SK, and then I did a Queen of the Rings like major sparring session, whatever, all a couple months, and they all dropped within the same week. So nobody was having battles like drop from different leagues on the same week. So I'm lit. So I'm like, I gotta capitalize off of this momentum. So yeah, I dropped the WAP remix, and then the caffeine wave came in.
Right. Okay. And that's why like some of your moments aren't even on YouTube because of that. Like,
they just traveled through the internet or whatever, you know what I mean? So the Brotherhood line went crazy. The Cinderella bar versus Lady Caution went crazy. So,
that was legendary.
Yeah, I try to have moments in every battle. I realize that it'll keep me from having to work too hard. It lets me work smart.
Do you feel like, okay, so at a certain point around this time, the boys in battle rap, the men.
Yeah, I finally get to have my whole face.
Yeah, they're starting to take notice, and you're very unashamed.
Yeah.
Like you're DMing Sue Surf, like, Surf, let me suck you off. Please, Surf, let me suck you.
At first, they didn't know. They thought I was just a fan. That's when I got my most play. That's when
Before they knew you were a battle rapper.
I was a dog. I was getting the most play that I was just a battle rap fan.
So were you kind of like in the closet about being a rapper? Were you
I just wasn't popular enough.
Oh, so you're
I was going after the top tiers.
But these dudes, okay.
So I wasn't going after the guys in the lower class and the middle. I'm going after the top tiers. So they just think I'm
You're trying to loaded looks.
I didn't, not necessarily, but that's the area. So I probably didn't start at the Luxes and Mooses, but I'm definitely, the Surfs, the Rocks, the Nitties, the Geechees, the Torques. That's eye level. I see y'all at the events.
Yeah. And then it's eye level on your knees.
Yeah. And not saying I've been with any of those guys. I'm just giving the ranking, the tier ranking.
Yeah. Who now are kind of like damn near equivalent to like Mook and
I mean, you could say,
Lux,
but I still see Mook and Lux as like the big daddies.
They're like the Godfathers.
They're big daddies. They're those guys' daddies.
Zaddies?
They're those guys that I named. That's their daddies.
So, okay, is there obviously not trying to put you on blast. Is there like any battle rappers that you were with that you will talk about?
Well, I had a child with one, but he's not a big battle rapper. He was the one that my first battle. We kind of fell for each other after that battle. Like I said, I was talking nasty, so it was hard not to fall for me after I kept talking to you so nasty. So we tried to do a relationship, like a battle rap, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and unfortunately, it seemed like my career was taking off and maybe not his as fast as he wanted, and it caused a lot of friction in our relationship.
Do people know who he is?
Oh, yeah. People know who he is because I get mentioned in every time he battles.
What's his name?
His name's Swavatar Jack. I can check him out. Swavatar Jack versus Yoshi G. That was my first battle.
Avatar Jack. Shout out to bro.
Yeah, shout out him.
So you guys had a whole ass kid.
Yeah, in 2018.
You don't even allow your like inner hoe a chance to.
I be really getting locked down.
You that fertile? What the fuck, dude? Like,
I am.
Just getting knocked up.
You can sneeze on me and I'll get pregnant. No,
Clearly,
seriously.
I'm afraid to sneeze across the room.
Listen, that's why I've been single about, how was my daughter, 7 years, because I feel like as soon as I get another relationship, anything serious, anything straight raw doggy,
knocked up.
Yeah, I'm getting knocked up.
Okay, so is it fair to say that you're kind of a fake hoe and you never really like did hoe shit like that?
No, because I've definitely fallen into the hoe category. I'm just not the final level. I'm not Bowser, but I'm Yoshi. I definitely fall under the category. Now, a lot of women are in denial.
Right.
And they'll be like, oh, I'm not a whore. Every guy that I've been with, I've been in a relationship with. Okay, so you've been in 20 relationships,
That's
30 relationships.
Complete cap.
Come on. Oh, I've been in love with any guy that I've. So I'm a realistic person. Like, no, I've had some fun. I've had some wild nights. I've done some shit that I don't want to come out in the light. But I'm not like the final level. Like, I'm not, getting banged with a plunger on my head.
That's an interesting thought for sure. That's like Brian Pumper level right there.
Yeah, it's like Freddie gives baby mama level.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. So what was up? Because I remember this so well because I was talking to Surf a lot at the time. Like, what was up when you sent Sue Surf a DM, free Surf, by the way, free the wave.
Oh, yeah. Well,
talking about let me suck you, and you took out the case because you don't like
to be respectful. Yeah.
Yeah. I fuck with that heavy. Like,
so we clearly have a good enough rapport where I could send that. It wasn't like me just asking, and I was just having some playful, flirty banter. He just wanted to expose it because, like, I guess he was having like some rivalry with Averb, and I was having that rivalry with Prestavia. So it was just a chess move.
And at the time, you was on Averb tough.
Right. So it was just like a chess move,
I remember when Averb had tweeted that Casey J got the nicest lips in battle rap, and you were like having a tantrum on Twitter.
Yeah, I crashed out on him like that. A lot of times people thought that was just like entertainment stuff, but no. See, the thing about Verb is he could have just been honest with me and told me like, "Yo, I have a battle rap persona and woo woo woo." Like I'm a genuine, real person, so I was in my feelings for real. Like, and I didn't understand that he's just in his battle rap persona and he's just playing the game, like the role and whatever. We cool now, but back then I was like head over heels.
Yeah,
I was head over heels. I didn't know that he was just enjoying the attention.
Which is, I mean, to be fair for him, it's kind of understandable.
It makes sense now. It makes sense now.
And I think that most of us in battle rap, although I'm sure Verb, I know Verb's been getting pussy his whole life. He's a good looking dude. You feel me? But at a certain point, like, it became, there's way more female attention for battle rappers. That wasn't always a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, maybe like, oh, 2 bitches there to see Conceited back in the, you know what I mean? But there's not really that many. It'd be like whoever your girlfriend is and her friends, and that's it. There wasn't that many casual.
Oh, yeah.
So they weren't probably he wasn't as used to that attention on a public scale from one of his colleagues, essentially.
I was making it really easy for his ego to be stroked. You know what I mean? Publicly. And so like nobody gonna turn that down. But in my mind, I'm shooting my shot. I'm trying to crack. Like all that other shit out there. I'm trying to crack, bro. Like, yes or no. He's playing games, yeah. And when and everybody else, they just I want to. Okay, let's fuck.
Right.
But he's like, oh, do this, do that. Come on live with me. Do that. And it's like, oh my god, I'm jumping through all of these hoops. So yeah, it's easy for me to crash. I just want to fuck. Like, bro, like, what are we doing? Like, why am I going live? Why do I have to write a Averb rap? Why do I have to do that? Like, what the fuck?
No soliloquies needed. Just give me the box.
But I understand now, like, it's entertainment. Like, he's Captain Marketable. He taught me so much about marketing and and how to keep yourself relevant to the point where I could do it with my eyes closed.
So did you guys ever actually like hang out in real life?
Yes. Yeah, we was able to actually, I mean, I'm resilient. I don't give up. And I'm not going through all that work for nothing at all. So yeah, mission accomplished.
Captain Marketable was marketed.
Yeah, he was summoned.
He was summoned. I remember so many of like my memories of you are Twitter because I feel like you have such a first of all, I mean, would you say that I'm right that battle rap kind of exists on Twitter? Like that's the primary social media for battle rap. Would you say yes or no?
I say it's popping, but I feel like I still know that there's a battle rap Reddit community that's huge. There's a battle rap Discord community that's huge. There's a YouTube community is a whole different community. So there's just different worlds for it. But Twitter is lit right now because of the real time aspect of it.
Yeah, like the spaces and all that too. But you were like one of the first newer faces that I saw pop off on Twitter.
Yes.
So I have so many memories of like.
Oh yeah.
Another one of my funniest tweets that Yoshi made ever was they said like, what's your favorite sport team? Do you remember what you said to that? The URL throat stabbers.
That's how I know. Listen. And let me tell you, at one period in time, maybe you could relate to this as far as like, I don't even know if I could say I was an addict or what, but I was looking for ecstasy pills. But these days, well, at least back in my COVID days, they're not like the real pressed ecstasy. Like, I was probably taking some bullshit, bro. I probably was high. Because when I finally, I'm like, there's no way it's not even making my jaw, like, that's not MDMA. When I finally, like, sat and piss test, everything lit up but MDMA.
Oh, damn, you was, who knows what the fuck
I
that
don't know
was.
what the was going on, for real.
That's some bullshit right there.
That's some bullshit. And it wasn't like a long period of time, but it was enough where I was like, I caused some damage thinking I'm rolling, and I might have been on some other shit.
But regardless, so and this is during the period of you
kind of like... This was COVID. It was like 20, when we were all stuck in the house,
So that's like when Midnight Madness starts popping off and all that shit. That's where really like a lot of us started talking to each other a lot more in the battle rap community. Like,
that was around that time.
I miss Sue Surf on Adderall, going for like 5 hours straight, not even breathing, just talking, and all of us 3,000 viewers in the like, I miss that.
Good time. And a lot of people are trying to emulate it. They can't.
No, there's no way.
It was too organic.
I also wanted like, I mean, so during like the tail end of that Spaces era was when like some of the people that were coming through the Spaces scene were getting exposed as a little bit weirder than we thought.
Well, yeah, I would imagine, right? I would imagine. And every time I see somebody from the Spaces as a chronic spacer, they have that look.
Autism?
It's just a look. Like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense why you prefer audio.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, I was tripping. And I think there's definitely some exceptions to that rule.
Sure.
Like, for example, I think the three obvious ones, Rock Lee is great, and Appa and Eunice.
Yeah.
Like that three, that
came from
that dude Tomboy as well. Like, you feel me? So one of your most notable battles is your battle against J2, who is a thugged out gay dude from Georgia. Like,
Indianapolis.
He's from Indianapolis originally, but is Atlanta based. Because that's the Mecca.
Yeah, that's the place to be.
So, okay, what was that like to prepare for? And did you get like flack from the gay community as a result of that?
Yes, for sure. They still think I'm homophobic. And like I say, I may be. I don't know. I don't think I am, but I don't know. I've never been with a gay guy, so I've never been with the bisexual.
Or a white guy. Or a Mexican.
So I don't know.
But like all that makes me think you're way less of a hoe than you say you are.
No. But listen, my sisters are Mexican and black. My stepdad is Mexican. I grew up we rolled tamales on Christmas Eve. Like, I grew up in the environment. I don't know. I just like black men. They're so easy. They're so easy.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, they're so easy.
I also I've never been with a man, much less a black man.
Oh, so you're missing out.
Unfortunately. I'm gonna have to take your word for it on that one.
But I've heard other people say like I'm a fake hoe too.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe from you. Like,
I don't think so. I still think I feel the because I'm definitely not no wholesome woman. So where do I fall?
But you're like, I don't know. I feel like you're a really kind-hearted person. You're wholesome in a lot of aspects, and I think if like quote unquote exaggerated sexuality takes away from wholesomeness, then maybe. But like, other than that,
I would say that I am more. I can be promiscuous, and I don't have a problem with casual sex, like no strings attached, casual sex, and so I feel like that's where the whorish comes in because I should require something, something. If I want it, I just want it. You know what I mean? I don't have to like, take me out to eat so I can make myself feel better about it. Like, I just want it. Like,
are you kind of a tomboy?
would say I have.
Like, even though you're super feminine, obviously, but
I would say I think like a guy.
I think so too. I do think you think like a guy, and your views on sex seem to be more aligned with men, and like you do things like rapping, which is obviously girls are killing it nowadays.
Yeah, no,
but
it's super masculine. Like, when I tell somebody I'm a battle rapper, I just, you know, the meme where they got dyke written on the mirror. That's what I think of.
Yeah, that's essentially it, though. I mean, okay, so have you ever messed with girls? Speaking of dykes.
Yes, I've been with women, but I have never been with one alone. It's always been in a threesome.
I feel like every girl likes girls until there's a pussy in their face. And they're like, oh shit, you want me to eat this? Like, hell no.
I think I can, it's easier when the guy's there because it's like something that I can play off of. So I can always go to him for guidance. Like, okay, what do you want us to do? Or I can go to him to just please both of us. Like but I feel like women are high maintenance, and I feel like they're hard to please. So I'm intimidated. Now I'm intimidated. Like, okay, what if I'm not doing it right and this bitch is not telling me? Like, how do I know? So I don't have enough experience where I know like I can 100% please a woman. I need a guy to be there. Like, okay, she not moaning, just fuck this bitch.
Right. But you don't think that like there's a lot of girls who like play around and be like, oh yeah, I like girls and this and that. And
yeah,
then, like,
so many fake gays. So much.
You're about to eat a bitch out and you're like, this is disgusting. I don't want to do it.
I'm probably close to that, but I'll do it. But I'm not gonna do it by myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, oh, you know, like we're just hanging out, we're getting drunk, two homegirls, and we just start to fuck. No.
So it seemed like, I mean, per what you described earlier, you mainly spent most of your you spent way more time with your mother in your early life than your father, right? Is that safe to say? For sure. But now your dad is a Christian rapper, right? And you rap very like vulgar, inflammatory content. So what's your dad thinking when he's like, damn it, I'm trying to fucking bang for Jesus, and you over here banging Jesus, Larry, and Mo.
I think based on his past, he kind of understands, but he don't like it.
Yeah.
He want me to come to the church and sing for the Lord. He don't like it.
And it's never too late for that, to be fair.
No, it's not too late.
And you can even look, I remember a time, and it still kind of is a thing, when rap albums would have a bunch of gangster songs.
And then a gospel, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the song I just did was a clean song.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah, I did a clean song, like an empowering song.
That, which is like shocking for Yoshi G, but like I know that you're a talented enough artist to have that in your arsenal. It don't surprise me. So when I think,
but no, he don't like it. My mom don't like it. Nobody like it in the family. I come from a real religious family.
What's the longest relationship you were ever in?
A couple years.
So you have had like a couple year relationship?
Yeah, through the pregnancy.
But you wasn't really okay.
I mean, I've never had a long-term relationship. And I wish I would have known this earlier, like in my youth. But if I would have been okay with cheating, I would have still had a long relationship. I didn't understand that I'm dating young guys that are like 22, 23, and they may not be able to be ready for monogamy. And it was like an automatic deal breaker. And it's just like, it made me so scorned to men. And it's like, okay, now I want to run through you guys. Now, you know what I mean?
Oh, so you kind of like reverse Uno card these
especially after that last one, that last battle rap one. And he like, and I'm like, nigga, you got the nerve to cheat on me? Bet. I'm going to go find the best battle rappers that I can find.
That's such a nightmare. And look, I'm not going to lie. I've seen it. I've seen this happen, but not from another girl, like woman that battles. Like I've seen like there be like somebody's girlfriend from the battle scene, and then like he winds up doing her dirt or whatever. She gets mad at him, and then she fucks his ops. I've seen it with my own eyes happen, right? Like literally, I've seen full. Like, oh, you're whose girlfriend? Oh, for real? Let me get 3 whiskey sours for this bitch, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, but for it to be, I can't imagine.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I'm not gonna mess with anybody who's like on our league, like on that level, the ABR level. I'm not gonna mess with anybody that you're gonna run into or have to battle. I'm dealing with these guys that's on a whole different tier, so it shouldn't. affect you, but it made it worse.
No, that's way worse.
I didn't think, in my mind, I'm thinking it's worse if I'm smashing your little low tier buddies.
I mean, that's kind of bad too.
Yeah.
That's kind of bad too. I guess at least you're like upgrading. But think about this, like all of a sudden, like you're an aspiring rapper. You idolize John Dodon. You feel me? Like you're trying to get to the next level. And then some girl that you battle and wind up getting in a relationship and have a whole kid with is now hanging out with New Jersey Twerk, hanging out with Sue Surf. Like, oh my God, what a nightmare.
But all of them know that when I was with him, I was loyal. They all could say I probably tried to hit Yoshi back when she was with oh boy. She wasn't giving none of us play.
So you're monogamous. You're a one man.
Yeah, he had me. I was trying to be the Beyonce and Jay-Z about it. I would have held him down even if he was low and I was high on some Shuni Fetty type shit.
I was gonna say you're more like
I
Blue Cantrell and fucking Chingy.
Whatever. I would have held him down. I just like I said, I couldn't personally deal with cheating. I'm feeling like Cardi B, like you're fucking with bitches that are fans of me. Like I'm Yoshi.
Yeah.
And so I mean I wasn't at the level that I'm at now.
That's fucked up too on his behalf.
Yeah, I wasn't at the level that I'm at now. But I was at least like the ice cream bar. Like I was making my way through.
Your first battle had viral moments.
Yeah, I was making my way through. And it didn't work out. We're really cool now as co-parents.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we can co-parent. But
shouts to him for staying solid in that regard. He is probably going to
blame me for ruining his battle career.
You probably did.
I don't think so because I feel like if it was going to be, it would have been.
I was going to say, but here's the thing.
Because they got snitches now. They got all kinds of stuff.
If he was raw, none of that shit matters. You can flip that and just be like, yeah, I busted a nut in Yoshi G. Da, 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 da. You can flip.
He's not battling none of the people who I slept with. So the little guys saying rumors and stuff, he should be able to rap past that.
But it's funny because you look at the couples like you mentioned Shuni and Fetty, Johnny Storm and My Verse were a
Caution
couple for
and
a while.
Rock.
Caution and Rock, they're still going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Caution and Rock's like the last one kind of here. Like I think that it's a very difficult
dynamic
to navigate.
Yeah. It is.
So like you guys were kind of had the odds against you from the jump.
We did.
It's always tough when the female's more popping.
I mean, even we did a 2-on-2, and this is when I knew this was gonna be an issue in our relationship. So, 2-on-2, I say my bar, he say his bar. I say a bar, go crazy. He say a bar. And it's fire. They just not fucking with him.
Do you think that there's something in battle rap where it's just like damn near, not just battle rap, hip hop in general? Don't you think that it's like a likability factor? Like
an aura?
Yeah, an aura. Like if you're a cool person or if they either people go like you or they not. Yeah. There's no explanation sometimes as to why. Like
it have to be, because I know you can say the same thing. I've seen some of the most talented writers and rappers that they just don't have it, bro.
Right.
They just don't have it.
No, and so did you kind of know?
I thought he was lit.
You thought he was fire.
I thought he was dope, and I thought we was coming up together. We was gonna come up together, and I'm gonna pull you up. If I'm getting the PG and you not, it's all right. You my nigga, you stand behind me. We gonna be lit together. But it was like an ego thing for him. He's like, I've been battling longer than you. I should be higher than you, and.
You don't say that to your girlfriend. That's crazy.
Well,
but I'm sorry, objectively.
No.
Not trying to be Captain Save.
No. We wasn't meant to be in a relationship. But like I said, I did try, and I gave him my all, and I was loyal to him. And there was a lot of guys that I turned down because I know they were in his immediate circle. But I knew I was gonna get my get back.
I'm looking at you, Cypher the Lyrical. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, like that's in his circle though.
Bro,
that's in his circle.
Shout out to my dog, Cypher the Lyrical.
But I see what you're saying, because it's like, okay. Now it's like, motherfucker, he don't even want to watch you all relevance.
Yeah, of course. No, that you've ruined. Like, there's been, like, for sure, not only, like, ex-girlfriends of mine, but just, like, homies of mine where shit's gone bad, and now, like, battle rap is ruined for them. They like, this used to be my escape. You ruined it, Lush. Fuck you. Like, so I could only imagine if I was with a fucking girl and had a whole kid with a girl, and then, like, she became Yoshi G.
I know.
And I'm still trying to fucking, like, get a bullpen tryout battle.
Yeah, it's hard, but I feel like now at the place that we're at and where I'm at, I think now it's more like he can brag a little bit.
I think you're a trophy. You should brag.
He can brag a little bit.
He knocked it first. He hit it first, like Ray J.
Yeah.
Okay, so at a certain point, somebody who is clearly from the Lil Kim cloth.
Okay.
But even
I still
more,
can't believe Surf did that. I lost a lot of play behind that.
break down why.
Because it's like, oh, I remember one specifically, I'm not going to say who, but one battle rapper specifically like, oh, so you talk to all of us like that. Like, it just exposed my player card.
I mean, like if that's the type of game you run in, you're basically saying, I got my glove on, you feel me? Like, play ball, you feel me? Batter up, what's cracking? Like, to me, if I'm like a single dude and I'm like trying to pop at you, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, she's like inboxing dude, she wants to suck him up. Like, I got a dick too, what's happening? You feel me? That should have been a cool thing, but I could also, people have this pristine image. They think that women like, this shit is crazy to me. They trip on Adam because like his girl's been with other women. Like, I get shit because my girl has done adult work back in the day. I was like, bruh, any bitch without a past has a future.
I be shooting my shot.
Dumb.
I be shooting my shot. Like, I'm not gonna do like that little, send the eyes and be like demure and hope he gets the signal. Like, I'm straight to it. Like, yo, what's up?
I wouldn't feel bad at all. Like, and like anyone that
I got
feels,
Curry numbers with that shit.
You dig?
I got Curry numbers with that shit. If it don't work, he's gay, very, very married, or I'm just completely not his type. But they usually look fuck still.
You don't have to answer this, but just like out of curiosity, how many bodies in battle rap do you have? Fans included, just like adjacent members of the battle.
Touching a fan.
Oh. Gotta have bars to get this box.
Once I left my baby dad, I said I'm only going for top tier. It's the only thing that makes sense, and it actually has worked in my favor, because I don't have a whole bunch of. It narrowed a lot of guys out of the
double digits
in battle rap. I doubt it.
Okay, that's not that bad.
No, but it's the lit guys.
I was thinking it's like
just the lit.
So if
how many guys is lit in battle rap?
So if I look at the Summer Madness flyer, I'm not saying for this year, but like a random Summer Madness flyer.
Any random hot card. It's at least gonna be one or two on there.
And is it mainly like, are you fucking everyone, or is it sometimes you're just doming them up?
Well, like I said, it's like nowadays I've really chilled. But when I was having my fun, which I would say maybe like 2019 to 21-ish. And so,
because you were talking a lot about blowjobs. There's a lot about like,
because that's just easy. They're not turning that down.
That's the number one thing to do. Is just
they're not going to turn it down. So that's just easy to. And I've seen guys do the same with women. Like, I want to eat it up,
I want to lick your ass, I girl.
Do this. And then when they get there straight, trying to
hell
fight.
no. Yeah. 68 all you one shouty. But
facts. So no, it was during that phase, and it wasn't like I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, so there's always a battle rap event. Mm-hmm. So I would see the battle rap event, the card. I know I'm going to go because I'm going to go to try to network. I'm aspiring. So I'm like, who on here would I be interested in? Okay, he's kind of cute. Oh, he's always fire. He got hella bars. Oh, I love him. So then I'll start shooting my little shots. So I might say, oh, I see you on, no, make sure you cook your food. Something innocent.
Right. Innocent,
maybe. Or unless I already had a rapport with them, then I'm going straight for, okay, make sure you link with me when you blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I'm already planning it, and I plan it around the battle rap events. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, okay, I'm home with the kids, I'm mommy, but when this event comes, I'm going to go let my hair down. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm going to have some fun. Somebody's getting cracked.
Have you ever got fucked at an event before? Or
that's my fantasy, but everybody's too scary. There's one who's kind of not scary, but I haven't linked with him in so long, but everybody's too scared to do it.
I think a lot of dudes would probably like have a legitimately hard time being aroused in that situation if they're like, especially if they're on the card and they have to battle and they're focusing on that and like trying to memorize the rhymes. Okay,
sometimes there's like big old stages. We'll find a little back corner in the stage. Maybe I'm wearing like a sundress or dress or something like that. Just lift it up, just simple back shots.
So that's the thing. Somebody like the most famous person to ever like be involved in our culture fucked one of the baddest bitches to ever be involved in our culture. She's no longer like around. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm sure
already.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. He knocked her down at his event. at his birthday thing or whatever. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like he took her in like on the balcony and hit that just like you're describing, nutted, went back to the event and
like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. Yeah. So it's not
it's definitely possible. And that's one of the reasons why I like dealing with like famous and celebrity men, is because there's like always some kind of spontaneous aspect to it, or like the ambition and drive that you need to become famous and at that level it makes them like kind of different. Yeah,
well, they live alternative lifestyles. Yeah. They're thinking outside the box and all that. So I was about to get to this earlier. So another person from Lil Kim's cloth, and also from the cloth of like goated lyricism, we got Remy Ma.
Yeah.
Eventually you get a call from Remy Ma.
Yes.
And she's like, I want you to be a part of my league, Chrome 23. Like, how big was that? Is that like the biggest? I feel like
Remy saved my career, or she helped keep me on the right trajectory, because it was so many girls trying to get rid of me. So many girls trying to like work to get me blackballed from this shit, because they didn't like my honesty. They didn't like how I talked. And then I'm saying I'm fucking all the guys that they're also fucking.
Right.
So
we know the truth.
Yeah.
You're not like anything that you're describing. I know that 80% of all the female battle rappers that I've dealt with are literally doing probably more thoughtier shit.
It seemed like they way easier.
That's why I called you like a fake hoe earlier.
That's because they're telling me that I'm harder to link than some of these other girls that point their fingers at me. But it's like, what can I do? I understand now why they hide it, because it is a taboo. You know, the fans do think I fucked everybody in battle rap, but I can live with that.
Is there any female battlers that you felt supported you or showed you love?
On occasion, it depends. It depends. It's still dog eat dog, and there's still a lot of girls I haven't battled, so they can't fully let their guard down.
Okay. And so we'll get into that in a second. So you, Remy winds up hitting you up.
Yes.
Brings you on Chrome 23.
Thank God. She did. She was originally trying to get me to battle 40 bars. And 40 said no. She's like, I refuse to battle her.
Which would be such a dope battle. I would love to see you versus 40.
We battled eventually.
Yeah.
But it was going to be on the first card where I battled Prestavia. So,
which is funny because that's like you versus Prestavia. It's so funny because you versus 40 is kind of like, and I'm not calling 40 a thought by any means, but she's a beautiful woman. Yeah. You feel me? Like it's like generations of sexy.
Oh, we had a huge grudge match. This is why they wanted to.
You guys were talking shit.
This is why they wanted to. They tried to book it 3 times. URL tried to book it. Then they moved it back for Geechee Math Card. And then Remy was going to pick it up. But 40 was adamant.
Well, it's so funny because the opposite is you versus Prestavia when it's like devil versus angel. It's like, you know what I mean? Like she's like a straight Christian.
I'm thankful for Surf and Verb for that, because I wouldn't have been on the card.
Okay. So, but what started the beef with 40 bars?
I went back and I told Quantum Physics that she was in my ear telling me not to be around him, that he was a bad influence.
But he's trying to pimp you out.
No, he wasn't trying to pimp me out. He was, if anything, he was trying to just give me bars. Yeah. But
QP does this crazy thing where he wants to, he's such a good writer.
Yeah, he's fire.
He's so good, but he wanted to have every girl in the battle game, like have some
a
bars.
Little bit of his.
It's kind of genius, actually. Yeah.
And so when she warned me about it, I went back and told him, not knowing they're close. They have their own rapport. So he went like, why you should stop cock blocking or whatever the hell, And so because of that, she was just like, okay, I'm not fucking with you. Like, we can't trust you. You're male centered, like. And that was an issue with a lot of the girls. Like, I wouldn't never tell them who I slept with. They all want to know, because they want to know if it's somebody, if we're Eskimo sisters. So they all want to know.
Newsflash, you are.
I'm sure we are. I'm sure we are. And I didn't want to, talk about it. And so they're like, well, we can't trust you. Like,
so you're basically not trying to play their little reindeer games. You're not joining the sorority.
I'm okay.
You're smooth on your own.
Yeah, I'm always dolo. Yeah, I'm always dolo.
So do you feel like then they kind of like got Bad Girls Clubbish on you and tried to exclude you?
Yeah, they did. And they would have gotten away with it. But luckily, Sue Surf wanted Prestavia on the card. And so he was able to work something out with Remy where we can get on the card, and they gave 40 QB.
And that's when, which was a crazy battle for a lot of other reasons too, like it's just the shit they were saying. But would you, like, this is at a time when like Remy was dropping bags on battle rappers.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you
what she
gotta-
just felt like us girls deserved at least 5 figures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember like that first commercial, that visual, like wasn't it like a bank heist thing?
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, this is so tight.
I really miss that, and I hate that she feels like she can't work with us anymore because that was so life changing. That was so special.
So obviously there's a lot going on with Remy
Yeah.
right now. So first of all, you were there when Papoose fired on Easy the first time, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Well, that was my battle.
Yeah, you were
and
there.
so it was my battle. I had just threw the water bottle, and I kind
Wasn't
of.
it was that you versus Persavia?
No, me and 40.
So
Me
you
and
and 40.
40.
Yeah, it was the next event. That's
It was
right.
the main event. And there was so much drama between 40 arguing with the security guard and this and that. So our battle had a lot of drama. So at the end, I threw the water bottle. It causes this big commotion. They have to break everybody up. From there, everything was never the same.
Why'd you throw the water bottle?
Like reflex, mental illness. I don't know. Like I was fed up with her talking through the round. The battle was taking forever. It was drawn out. It was like a grudge match. It was so much like tension. So I don't know. Who else did that? Goods did that before?
Yeah, there's been a few water slingers. There's a guy on this platform, the homie House Phone, threw water at Adam. So this is
I don't know what
actually
got into me.
that was a Jamba Juice. Was it?
A juice?
Yeah, it was like a Jamba Juice.
I don't know what got into me, but I know that I had it in my mind I might have to fight.
Yeah.
And I remember Farrah looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm ready.
So Farrah, she was kind of like a big sis to you in battle rap, would you say, or not really?
After we battled, we've been able to be a lot cooler. It was a lot of attention before the battle. She have her history with Surf, so that always Surf is he have a history with all the girls, so it makes all the girls side at
free the wave.
It make all the girls.
All you
side
battle rap bitches need to drop draws and let Sue Surf hit it for what he's done for the culture.
If you
let him
haven't
fuck for the
already.
culture, or else you don't like battle rap for real.
So it was a lot of issues that stemmed around that, like me and Nunu still not cool.
Damn, that sucks because I love Nunu. I mean,
Everybody love Nunu.
but okay. So you throw the water.
Mm-hmm.
You said everything got set off from there.
Yeah.
So what happened after you threw the water?
Boy, I just know they kept me in the building. And they try to get everybody out. So I think 40 of them was out there waiting for me. So I couldn't go out that way. They didn't want me to go out that way because they didn't want it to be a fight. So I had to stay in the back with Rem. And
Papoose.
Pap wasn't there at the time. He was supposed to come to the event, but I didn't see him. Rem was hosting with Easy.
Mm-hmm.
So they the ones who had to like help me get out the back.
And the world at large doesn't know at this point that Remy and Easy are fucking. We knew in battle rap.
I didn't know.
Shit, a lot of us knew.
I had no idea.
So you had no clue at that
Hell
moment.
nah.
You couldn't sense any tension, the vibe. Like,
I guess I was too focused on my battle.
Yeah,
even people would tell me, "Oh, they're matching," and this that. I'm like, I didn't fucking notice that.
that's so gay. Matching is
I
crazy.
didn't notice that they was matching. How would I know that? I was focused on my battle.
So okay, and then obviously that shit happens. I had some of my homies were on the camera staff and all that. They literally saw the shit happen.
Okay.
Yeah. And I thought you were in the room when it did, but maybe you don't want to say too much. But
I got PTSD, bro. I be having flashbacks and triggers. I be mixing and conflating situations.
so what do you think about like where Remy's at right now and the controversy that's going on? Like Papoose, obviously, he got his new lady who's beating everybody's ass. If we're being honest, you feel me?
Right.
Like she got.
I would hate for her to want my man.
Yeah, hell no.
What can I do?
Exactly. I hate for her to want my bitch. I can't even catch her fade. You feel me? Like she's so, and then obviously all the.
What if Floyd wanted your girl? Like you give up the girl?
We're not gonna fight over it. Like I'm shooting you. Like you can fucking box this Gleek. You feel me? Box Gleeky. That's all. That's it. You feel me? Like this ain't the fucking Cro-Magnon days.
Yeah.
You can't bash a bitch over the head and drag her to your cave. Like what?
That's funny.
If my bitch want Floyd, Go ahead. You feel me? My bitch choosing up on.
I want that. Like,
nah, you getting. If she not with it and she like not gonna leave me for, I'm gonna chip you. You feel me? Fuck that.
Fuck out of here.
So, what are your feelings though? Like, because it seems like this whole situation, would you say scared Remy off from battle rap? Or
I hope not, because I feel like she already, after going, she went in the red with the girls for a little bit, right? And then when she booked Easy and Hitman, she was able to finally make a profit. And so I think that she saw, okay, well, clearly the men are more valuable and I can get my money back. But I was hoping that it was like a more of a, you know, when she came in, she was helping us with, okay, I'm going to make sure you guys get paid right. I'm going to make sure you look decent. Like, she changed my whole perspective on how to move as a star,
right? How
to look as a star. Like,
no, because that's the first time really that there was like
I didn't even know I could be a baddie, like a baddie. Like, I have my little sex appeal, but I always feel like just a nigga. Like, it is what it is. I didn't even think about the baddie side of me. She's like, no, you're beautiful. Like, let's dress you up. Like, she just looked at me like a little doll. Like, I just want to dress you up.
That's fucking awesome. Shouts to Remy. Yeah, she had the vision.
She did. And I really hope that she considers giving Chrome 23 a chance. I know right now she's focused on the trenches and her artist Easy, but I really, really hope that she considers giving Chrome 23 another chance.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, I love Papoose, bro. I want to see my boy fight back and do good. And I feel hurt for him. You feel me? Like, I don't know all the details, but just watching it from the outside, like, I feel hurt for him, bro.
I fought with Pap too. He was always nice to me. He was a judge during the tournament, so he gave me a lot of love. Even the battle that I lost, he gave me a lot of love. He said I didn't know to compete. It just, the girl was better. Always been dope. Supported, told me I was dope. So I just.
Do you feel like you got jerked in that battle, by the way?
The caution battle?
Yeah.
Nah, because I had just battled RX. I was fatigued. I wasn't giving my full self. If I hadn't tried to battle back to back, I probably would have been able to give it a little more energy to push it through. But I had some shit.
No, you definitely did. It was a pretty debated battle. A lot of people were trying to say, and I feel like people, every single time when someone's outside the box and different, and it's especially like a woman like pushing her sexuality, a lot of people are going to be like have an adverse reaction to it.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
They're going to be like, let me go with the other person
for sure.
who's more
Especially
traditional. Not to take away from Caution, because Caution raw as a motherfucker. You feel me? Caution hella hard.
Yeah,
but,
she was doing her thing. We was in there. I was proud of myself because, like I said, I had just battled RX in traffic. We had a good one in Phoenix. And then I had to come battle her. And then the next week I was going to battle Farrah.
Right.
So
well, also, I mean, like, do you feel like you've had an influence on the female? Because like since now we've seen like Vixen get super popping, you feel me? J Love get popping.
Yeah.
Miss Hustle was already bracken before, but like she's still like,
I have been a huge influence to female battle rap. I've gotten women to understand it's okay to be sexy, it's okay to be sexual. I got them to finally admit that they sleep with the battlers. They've been taboo forever. I got them to at every battle they're finally admitting it.
Right. No, for sure. And like, I feel like, Bonnie was kind of like that to an extent.
Bonnie and Chrissy.
You feel me? But didn't really get the...
No girl wants to be labeled a whore, I thought. Even if they are, no girl. That's why I'm always going to be able to capitalize off that, because I've seen the most whorish women say, I'm not a whore. Don't call me. I'm not that. They will break down. Just like the N-word still have a effect on people and make them whore. A woman she will go around, find every excuse as to why she's not a hoe.
Bro, I learned this the hard way yesterday morning too. And I didn't even realize I was doing anything wrong. But so like my girl best friend spent the night, you feel me? And I'm still in bed, whatever. They're chopping it up. And then she's like, oh, she tells my girl, like, hey, I just got a table at this club tonight. This rapper, I'm not gonna say the rapper, invited me, and then like my girl asked me like, hey baby, like what time are you gonna be home? Before she could finish her sentence, I'm like, you're not going to that fucking thotty ass function, right? Like, and I'm not like a controlling dude at all. Like my bitch can do what she wants. If she love me, she gonna be loyal. If she not, we don't need to be together. But we both keep it 100, we solid. But still, I was like, I know you damn well know you're not going to and then instantly I knew I fucked up, because her homegirl's like, what do you mean thotty function? I'm not a thought. And I'm like, yes, you are. But I was like, I didn't mean it in like an aggressive way. I was
even jokingly, they can't handle it.
Yeah,
they
she
will
couldn't
melt.
handle it,
they
bro.
Will melt.
She started tweaking, and I was like, at first, I'm like, you know what, and then I was like, wait a second, no. You are a hoe, and this is why. And I'm not the type to be arguing with the bitch or whatever, but and this is my good friend. Like, I love this girl, but I was trying to like explain to her, like,
no, they women are in denial about that, bro.
They didn't.
I've learned that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see why I'm different. Because I would literally say, hey, I'm a whore, and have somebody say, no, you're a fake whore. I'd rather that than the other way around.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm Christine. No, you're actually a hoe. Yeah.
No, you're filthy.
You're 304. So what would you say? I think the number one thing that people want to know is what the fuck has been going on for the past couple of years? Why have you been battling so much less?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what changed in your life besides getting new boobs?
That. Opened up a new world for me, honestly. No, my goal was to get into battle rap to make the music, as we see how we got to the journey. And I got kind of sidetracked because I was having some motion, and you look up and it's like, fuck, 7-8 years gone by, and they go by fast. Yeah. So I know that for me, I have to give my all to one thing, to be passionate about it. So I'm just trying to move as an independent artist. I'm going to give it a try. The only person that I've seen really be successful with it is Sue Surf. And but he always go back to battle rap, you know what I mean? And
well, it's interesting. Like, people like quantify success in so many different ways, and I tell the people this all the time: if you're able to have a fan base where there's 5,000 to 10,000 people, that sounds like a small fan base, right? But 5,000 to 10,000 people that are gonna buy everything you drop, you could literally have a self-sustaining life based on that, raise a family based on that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, music, for sure.
Live off of your music, features, touring, and merch. If you have 5,000 to 10,000 fans that are going to buy everything you drop, and I think that you are in that category that can achieve that very easily if you're consistent. I'm just building.
I'm on brand building right now. Truly, an ideal career would be one of like similar to Tech Nine's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're talking about the #1 independent icon of all time. Like, that is like the blueprint.
Yeah, that's the blueprint. But it's just even, because he's.
By the way, we're talking about hip hop Tech Nine, not
with
fucking
the number 9.
Yeah, we're not talking about redacted
with the number 9 from Gary, right?
Right. No, from Kansas City. Yeah.
And so, but just mainly like how I don't think he has to deal with any of the headache that like a mainstream Hollywood or artist would have to deal with under a label. None of the drama of like paparazzi or any kind of dumb shit. He'll sell out every concert. All his music will sell out. All his merch will sell out, and he's comfortable.
With that being said, are there battles you're still looking for? Like, do you want that jazz? Do you want that hustle? Are these things that you're looking for? Or is it kind of like, if it happens, cool, but I'm not really tripping?
Yeah. Well, you know Hollow the Don. He's my favorite.
Love Hollow. Shout out to my dog.
My favorite. Shout out Hollow. And he's like my mentor. So he gave me a lot of good advice. And I'm not saying I'm gone forever, but I'm content with like my status in battle rap. And there are some calls that I get, I'm gonna pop out because it's jazz, it's hustle, it's official, like it makes sense.
Shout out to official too.
Yeah. But I just don't. I put in a lot of grind, and I'd rather put that effort into building my brand and my music.
And look, like I noticed this about you a long time ago. You're really hip. You know about all the new artists. You're always talking about like you've.
Yeah, that's why I was upset when I'm like, how y'all don't know that the Carter 6? First off, we're all going to Madison Square Garden next week.
Yeah.
For the Lil Wayne concert for Carter 6.
But let's be real. Do you think that my estimate was wrong when I said?
I don't know what's going to happen.
I said 35,000. That's my estimate for first week sales.
For the Carter 6, and highly anticipated, and we're going to be at Madison Square Garden. They're going to probably be selling them there at the Madison Square Garden. They're going to probably giving it away already pre-purchased.
I hope I'm wrong. Put it like that. I hope I'm wrong. But
I don't know, because right now,
do we got a single?
It's kind of weird for numbers.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of weird for numbers and streaming an album, and nobody's really hitting the mark. I'm going to see how this concert goes.
Shit, Playboy Cardi hitting the mark.
He's fire. He's dope.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like a different era. And
Lil Wayne's my favorite, so it's really hard.
Maybe I wish you were in the room earlier when I was like, because I'm not wrong when I said Lil Wayne is technically rapping better now than he.
I agree.
Yeah, but they don't know enough.
No, they're not listening. I'm listening to him in 2 Chainz. That album was dope. It was a good little listen.
Exactly.
But I'm excited probably because I'm a super duper fan. So I already knew, okay, I need to get my ticket. He's Madison Square Garden, Carter 6. He announced it. I retweeted it. And hundreds of thousands of other people. We're not going to miss this. I'm flying to New York so I can see
awesome.
Wayne at Madison Square Garden. And we finally get to Carter 6 because I've been waiting for a long fucking time.
I mean, we all have. And like, I was trying to tell people, I tried to tell them, like, listen to how he's rapping on Dedication 6, which came out like about 6 years ago. And I was like, he still got it.
He still raps very well.
But he's not making those songs. Where's the lollipop? Where's the fucking, you feel me? Where's that at?
Well, their lifestyle changes. And I had to understand that, like, the hunger and the content gonna change because their lifestyle changes. I be wanting that old Gucci Mane so bad.
You want the old
I be
Gucci.
wanting that old, but I'm like, yo, he's not in the trap in Zone 6 no more. Like,
unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, but unfortunately for us as consumers.
And I think that happens a lot. So even when somebody was like mentioning Griselda, they still give that feel because them niggas just getting out the projects and shit. Like,
totally.
they still got that grittiness.
There's still a little bit of stuff on their chucks.
For real. So,
but,
and shout out to them because they gave me a lot of love. And I've been at some concerts. Benny said I'm his favorite female battler. And so it's always nice to chill with them. And that's the kind of stuff I've been doing, like just trying to get my feet wet in the mainstream side.
Well, you're one of my favorites too, and I definitely have a plot to get you and my lady Germ on a record together. Super bad. I would love to get you guys on a song together. And
she's super fire.
Yeah, she is fire, and I want to just see you continue to win. Just know that I always got your back. I'm in your corner, good, bad, and ugly. And I really hope that I wanted to make this a definitive Yoshi G piece, you know what I mean? Same way when I had Jazz over here, same way I had my verse. You're the fourth female battle rapper that I've ever had in my 3 years. Is just RX, Jazz, and my verse, and now Yoshi G. You're in good company. With that being said, any final thoughts for the people? We've been going for a fat minute.
Basically, I just want everybody to understand, like, my slogan when I say get to know me, it's for a reason. Like, I have a lot of layers. I have a pretty cool story. Even, like, just this interview, delving into it, there's still so many layers that we could never touch. Like y'all don't even know about my whole life being a celebrity groupie. Y'all don't know about my being a YouTube blogger.
Wait a second. Celebrity groupie, you said? Like, so, like, whose bodies have you got? They don't. Are you like King Von out here collecting hats? Can you give us one?
One name?
Yeah.
He gonna be pissed.
So what?
I'll just give a hint. He made a song with New Jersey Twerk, and he references that he slept with a battle rapper. Female battle rapper.
Okay, this is gonna be not that difficult to decipher.
They say the name.
It's not Mozzie, right? Okay, because I know Mozzie has a song with Surf.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, it's not Mozzie. Okay. And his wife fight good, so no, definitely not him.
Oh yeah. Wait. Okay, so we're gonna let y'all figure out who it is.
Y'all can figure it out. It's old news, but I definitely.
If it's old news, just say it.
Well, maybe I still want to crack.
Okay, fair enough. We're not trying to salt game.
Yeah, I might still
his or hers.
I might still want to hit it.
But that is a fascinating arc, and maybe we're gonna need to spin the block and do another interview.
Yeah, I want to tell the girls about the life, make sure that's something that they want, because I think that a lot of time girls think that they want that, and they don't know. Like, them girls who's on the boat with Stefan, they know. The ones who's jumping up and down, they know what's entailed.
McCarty was right over there in the corner getting cucked out, essentially.
They understand the lifestyle, and some girls ain't built for it. If you're the type that's going to easily get jealous, if you're the type that's going to, like, you have to be the center of attention, you're not built for it.
So what's the craziest thing, like, if you can't say names, like, what's the craziest thing you saw in that world?
Well, the craziest thing I did was he blocked me on everything. So I found a way to break into Timbaland's studio in Miami. Well, I didn't not break in physically, but I got my best friend to call, pretend like she met him at a club and that she wanted to link and have sex, and men are easy. So he fell for it. He was like, send me some pictures. She was cute, so he fell for it. So he's like, yeah, I'm at Timbaland studio. Come up. Let me know when you come up. I'm going to buzz you in. And now he didn't know I was in the car. That's my friend. And yeah, we're finna turn it up.
Wow. Then what happened?
He was freaking out. Please don't embarrass me. They was doing a writing session for Britney Spears.
Whoa, this is high up.
And he's like, please don't embarrass me. Timbaland got a nice ass studio in Miami.
I believe it.
And like, please don't embarrass me. You're doing too much. You wilding, blah, blah. And I was. And I think he just talked me into leaving. I just wanted some sex.
So do you have an album you're working on right now or what?
I just dropped my EP.
Okay.
On May 2nd. It's Get to Know Me Volume 1. We're working on the mixtape that's going to be hosted by DJ Don DeMarco. And
you didn't fuck CeeLo Green, did you? I'm just trying to I'm looking up.
I told you no fat guys.
I'm looking up famous rappers that New Jersey
No
Twerk
fat
is
guys.
collabed with. I'm trying to
He probably not famous enough. He probably like the C-list.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the new tape.
Yeah, I'm working on music. I'm gonna be dropping music consistently. I'm hit chasing. I'm
Let's
chasing
go.
hits. So until something sticks, I'm gonna just keep making music. And if it doesn't,
dropping. You're gonna keep dropping.
I'm constantly dropping. I even started seeing like money off of it, and somebody told me, "Yo, just keep doing it." And like you said, eventually you'll be able to just make a living off of it.
And final question, because we have to end it, unfortunately. But so, like you said, that the new boobs have brought a lot of joy to your life and helped you with your confidence and things like that. Talk about that.
I guess I didn't realize how much of an insecurity it was for me, but I was even one of them girls that kept their bra on during sex. Like,
really?
I just never.
Were you like A cupped up or what?
Like,
mosquito
I
bites?
feel like it was a negative A. Like, I feel like it was just flat.
Inverted?
Not even, but it was just flat. Like, the only time I have any coverage is if I was pregnant and they had milk in it. Other than that, it's going back flat. And then having 3 kids, now it's flat and saggy. So that's not. It's just like a raisin. Like, it's just, I hated it. I hated it. So it was like one of the best decisions that I made for my self-esteem, my confidence.
And you know what? We all thank you for it. The world is psyched on Yoshi's tits.
Yes, my doctor did a good job.
Doctor is fire.
Yeah,
you feel
he's
me? No
dope.
cap, link in description. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you look amazing. You're rapping your ass off.
Thank
just
you.
recorded a mic drop.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love that. They're gonna love that. And that fucking Deborah Cox sample was expensive, so
Yeah,
I
come
gotta
on.
put it to use.
She getting samples cleared.
I gotta put it to
Don't
use.
play with her. Make plays with her. So, any final thoughts for the people?
Just follow me, everything _ Yoshi G. I finally got unshadow banned. And just enjoy the journey. You won't regret it.
It's definitely a wild ride, and we're glad to be a part of it. Yoshi G, Lush Uno, No Jumper. We about this biatch out this biatch.